Previously on how every NBA 2K cover athlete's season played out.
We in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
O'Neal deep in the post.
Make a nigga run like he had a track meet. I'ma make sure the whole squad eat. 50 bands stacked up in the backseat. Connecting your bitch like Wi-Fi. But it's a breakdown like call me the bad guy. Knock, who's there? I told that nigga I just wanna talk. Once he open up that door, I push that pussy nigga to the floor. He stole everything out the drawer. The police waiting outside. They said, Lil Devil, say goodbye.
For all you Trigger Mavericks fans that are still bitching at the 06 finals with Ridin, you got your championship in 2011, so stop complaining. With all that said though, Kobe may have hit many clutch shots in the regular season, but he didn't have to do it in Game 7, as Ron Artest hit that game winner to close the game out, and Safor hit clutch free throws, so Kobe can win his 5th NBA title.
And I want to thank the 50 subscribers.
I want to thank the 50 subscribers. Damn! Jesus Christ, 4 years and now I have almost 7 million. No matter how many subscribers I had, I was always thankful.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
Now I don't remember my first 2K that I played, but I remember 2K12 was the first game that I really took seriously. And for starters, the intro just got you hyped with Curtis Blow's basketball song. For my career, it was lit, especially with talking to the GM mode. It was really cool. And it was a really good soundtrack, like Curtis Blow's basketball, like I mentioned before, Eminem's Fastlane, you had By the Numbers, you had Now's My Time, then you also had Sideways, Here We Go. There was a lot of really good songs in the game. Association mode was also a cool mode as well. And the last game mode I'm going to mention is NBA's greatest mode. CTG, one of my subscribers, he really loved that mode. And I also liked when you were Bill Russell and you had to face the Lakers in 1965. And Jerry West was just so hard to guard. As Chris Will said in 2K13,
Jerry West, he doesn't miss.
And speaking of 2K13,
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die, but you can't live without it.
after averaging 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 assists, and being a part of the All-NBA second team, Blake Griffin received a contract on July 2012, and the money he received was a 5-year, $95 million contract extension to stay with the Clippers. Griffin obviously deserved the money after being an All-Star from his rookie and second seasons. He would be an All-Star as he led his team in both 18 points and 8.3 rebounds for that season. Before he was being a snake and making his mama cry, Durant was a 24-year-old superstar in Oklahoma City, so much so that he was so close to winning the scoring title, but he lost to Carmelo Anthony in the last game of the season. However, even though he failed to win the scoring title, he did something that not even Melo or LeBron could even do. He became the youngest player in NBA history to be a part of the 50, 40, 90 club. Durant that entire season would average 28.1 points, 7.9 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 1.4 steals, 1.4 blocks, shoot 51% from the field, 41% from 3, and 90% from the line. Now I know my boy Spider from Hardwood Amino said that Durant's not a true superstar, and I low-key agreed with him at the time. However, by looking at his 2013 season numbers, and not mentioning he was doing this before he was MVP, that speaks volumes. Although his numbers slightly dropped from his previous year, Blake Griffin and his Clippers squad were able to finish 56-26 and win the Pacific Division for the first time in franchise history. As for KD and his Thunder, they were the best in the West with 60 wins. With that said though, the Clippers felt that with a prime CP3, a young DeAndre Jordan, and a quality 6-man Jamal Crawford that they can make some noise in the Western Conference. Not to mention that the Spurs and the Thunder were pretty much the only two dominant teams in the West. So the Clippers felt that they had a chance, right? But no, they lost in the first round to the Memphis Grizzlies, and they were the 5th seed. Griffin in that series, he choked as he averaged 13.2 points, 5.5 rebounds, and shot 45.3% from the field in that 6-game series. In the first round for the Thunder, Durant and Westbrook defeated their former teammate James Harden and his Rocket squad, but Russell Westbrook would suffer a right meniscus injury in Game 2 of that series and would be out for the rest of the playoffs. So because Durant was without a sidekick, he went on a tear during the playoffs. He averaged 31.1 points, 9.8 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and shot 46.1% from the field in those 9 playoff games in Russell Westbrook's absence. And so in the semifinals against the aforementioned grit and grind Grizzlies, Game 1 was the only memorable game as Durant hit a game winner. However, the rest of the 4 games, the Thunder just lost, and Memphis would advance to the Western Conference Finals for the first time in franchise history. But James, you forgot about Derrick Rose. Well, he didn't even play that year.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it, count it up, count it up, count it up, count it.
At this point in 2013, LeBron was a 4-time MVP, 2-time NBA champion, and a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. Not to mention, he was the cover of NBA 2K14, and he had a really inspirational intro, as he said,
"Basketball isn't easy. All my life, I've been striving to make myself better. It's a full-time commitment. To be the best, you have to work the hardest."
And LeBron didn't just talk the talk either, as in 2013-2014, he would average 27, 7, and 6, and shot 56.7% from the field. Also, on March 3rd, 2014, LeBron would have a career-high 61 points against the Charlotte Bobcats. He would have 24 points in the first half, and 49 points in the first 3 quarters. Even though Al Jefferson had an amazing game, 38 points and 19 rebounds for the Bobcats, his performance was overshadowed by the king of basketball. We go to the 2014 playoffs, and the Miami Heat easily defeat the Charlotte Bobcats and the Brooklyn Nets quote-unquote super team in the first and second rounds, respectively. Then the Eastern Conference Finals, they would defeat the Indiana Pacers led by Paul George in 6 games, even though George averaged 24, 5, and 4 for that series. The Heat would make their 4th trip to the NBA Finals, something that only 4 teams have only done in NBA history to do it consecutively. And the teams I'm referring to are the Celtics with Bill Russell, Casey Jones, Bob Cousy, John Havlicek. The Lakers with Magic, Kareem, and Worthy, and the Celtics with Bird, Parrish, and McHale. And when LeBron heard about this amazing achievement his team has done, he said, "Anytime I hear my name or our team in the same breath with legends and great teams and franchises, it's so humbling." We advance to the NBA Finals and we get a rematch between the Spurs and the Heat. The 2013 Finals was an instant classic, especially in Game 6. However, the 2014 Finals got into a rough start. In the AT&T Center, there was a power failure in electrical systems, and so the air conditioning was cut off. Hence, that was the reason why it was so humid in that June evening. And of course, LeBron James, the best basketball player on the planet, had to be affected by it. Even though we know LeBron to be a durable player, having leg cramps is an odd situation that you cannot fix. As Hall of Fame point guard Isaiah Thomas said, "There is no athlete on the planet who could play through those cramps." Michael Jordan absolutely could have played through those cramps. I absolutely could have played through those cramps. As an athlete, there's nothing you can do. LeBron will play only 5 minutes in the 4th quarter, and the Spurs will finish the game on a 36-17 run over the final 12 minutes of the game to win Game 1. But in Game 2, LeBron proved all the haters wrong, as he always does, and he dropped 35 points, 10 rebounds. Unfortunately for the rest of the series, LeBron will get clamped by the eventual NBA Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard in 5 games. LeBron would also make his decision too and come back home like Puff Daddy.
Count it up, count it up, count it up, count it. Can't take it when you die. Oh no, don't stress.
This nigga running like a bird. Every time on the streak, I get an error has occurred. I swear I tried my hardest to try not to scream, but it's hard when you always gotta sell on your team. I played on the twos, all they did was set screen. I got brick wall like my nigga broke his spleen. Mike Wayne, you ain't safe either, know what I mean? I'ma pull up and hit you with that zing ying ching. I come home and turn on the game. I look at Paul George till I'm about to turn the same. Finna put on my shoes and get on the plane. Running 2K, this ain't what you want, man. A nigga just trying to play the game and have fun, but the stress put on. I'm about to get a gun, finna pull up to a Cali and do a hit and run. And when I see running, this situation done.
Get my side, inside of my body, I'm styling. Trap hard till I find it. Yeah, money on your head.